What up, people? I'm back. Um, Today I'm gonna do a fixing on a movie I reviewed. It would be a few months ago now. Jason Goes to Hell to keep up since it's Halloween and the Friday the 13th case, which I was thinking about doing a video on, but I don't know the details. But it's over now, so I guess figured let's do a Jason related video. And tomorrow I'm gonna do Austin Powers, the first one in International Man of Mystery. So I'm gonna get started on that franchise. Just knock those out before, since we're getting closer to Halloween Kills and just in general Halloween. I wanna just knock those movies out the way. There are only three of them, so I was like, we can knock those out before we get closer to like Halloween and shit. So, but today I am gonna do a fixing on Jason Goes to Hell. I remember watching this movie the first time and just because I was really getting more into the franchise. Like I had watched a few films before this one, but just remembering like what the body switching, that is the number one thing we're getting rid of. That made no sense. That's not Jason. He was never supposed to be like this soul. I don't know what they were going for. I don't know if they were trying to be like I don't know if it was trying to almost be like Evil Dead. I think that's what I maybe they were trying to go for, like an Evil Dead Hellraiser thing, when that's not Friday the 13th. That um so yeah, it just what we need to do first. I think this film should have continued from like as much as like as bad as Jason Takes Manhattan was. I think we needed this one. Did not really feel like a continuation. Even like seven, which detracted from part six. Because part six is when that main timeline with Tommy and stuff kind of ended. Then seven through I guess seven and eight kind of were their own thing, but they still felt like they were part of. This one just felt disconnected. So what I would have done is, number one, you bring Tommy back. I think you get Tom Matthews at the time, try to get him back. I think it made no sense bringing in this Creighton Duke character who somehow knows all this shit about Jason when we've never seen him. You just introducing this dude. It'd been one thing, like, you know what, you can have them both. Like, maybe what you could do is Creighton Duke is a friend of Tommy's, you know? Something like that. And that's how he kind of knows stuff about Jason, because Tommy told him. At least if you have that explanation, it makes sense. And I feel like Tommy, you bring him back, you bring. And unfortunately, we're going to continue from 8, because that's just how it ended. And none of this body switching shit. Jason is Jason. That was stupid. I never. I don't. Friday the 13th, not Evil Dead. It's not. Like, that kind of even thing could maybe work for a Nightmare on Elm Street film. Not a Friday the 13th. So I think you needed to keep it simple. I like some of the characters, but also cut that the chick is the relative of Jason. No, this is just some random chick they meet along the way. Because the whole family thing was stupid. This isn't Halloween, and this is what Halloween was doing at the time, because this was before the whole, obviously what they're doing now and erasing those movies. At that time, when this movie came out, it was 93. So this was a few years, obviously several years after Halloween 5. They were still doing that whole family thing at the time. So for them to just do it and just randomly, this chick is his sister. No, it just would have been another Friday where Tommy has to is brought back. Like maybe he's begrudgingly brought back even. Like you could do a story where maybe he's not in the greatest place because maybe because the Jason thing would affect him, severely, and he kept having nightmares about Jason even if he felt like he's defeated. So, then he started. Then you could even go into like to kind of connect the film 7 and 8 because remember he wasn't in those. you can mention that he heard about the stories from the events of 7 and 8. Like, that basically he thought Jason was dead, and he's like, and that really affected him, and it made him go crazy. Maybe that's why Megan isn't there and stuff, and he feels like he has to try to make it right. And I mean, maybe I put a bit of thought in a Friday the 13th film, but that's what this needs to be, because Jason Goes to Hell was not a Friday film. I'm not saying it's the worst thing as like a horror film in general. I think compared to like other shit, it is not the worst thing in the world. Sorry about that fucking fly. Sorry. Anyway. It just, it needed to be a Friday film, so we kind of take that weird shit out of it, and them trying to stop Jason, and then you could have it to where they do defeat Jason, seemingly defeat. Obviously, you're gonna have to always kind of leave it open that Jason can come back, because at the end of the day, these films are gonna get continued anyway. So you always kind of defeat him in a way that stops him for now, and then you have it, open for another one. But yeah, this film needed, like, because I think this film could have been good. Because I actually think the main human characters weren't terrible, so I actually would keep them. You just take that stupid family element, that body switching shit. You just keep it as a basic Friday film. You bring Tommy back, and maybe Creighton Duke. Obviously, you still have him die. Maybe even have Tommy die. Maybe he dies in some sacrifice that, kind of deal where it temporarily obviously takes out Jason, but Tommy dies like in a heroic fashion, and this could work as a sort of final one, and then obviously they can bring it back years to come. I think that's what this should have been, and then even you could still have that ending where Freddy grabs his hockey mask, because that film should have been better than what it was. This is the ninth Friday the 13th film. It's just introducing a sister character that was never introduced in the other ones. Because keep in mind, this was the ninth film by this point. And in the eighth Jason film, because he wasn't in the first one. So the eighth Jason film, where Jason was in. The only relatives in the films that are mentioned are his mom. I know in, like, the book, there's a Friday the 13th Part 6 book that does mention his dad. But that's it, even. Like, and even then, that's in a book. Most of the films, it's only his mom, really. So, going with this, he has a sister all of a sudden that you're telling me she doesn't know about. Why does she live near Crystal Lake? You're telling me she doesn't know? It just is stupid. So, you cut that element out. It's just Jason. Because at the end of the day, Jason isn't like Halloween where he has attachments. It's just it's people who go on his turf in Crystal Lake, and he starts killing them off. And that's it. The only person, I guess, thing he has is with Tommy, and then even then, it's more from Tommy's side. Jason is Jason. He's gonna just be Jason. So, I think that's what this film needed to be. So you just get rid of that weird shit. So, yeah, this video wasn't gonna be super long. Usually a lot of the fixings, unless it's like a bad film, which I'm gonna do next week, because y'all saw how I felt about H2O, Halloween, and since next week is Halloween Kills comes out, I'll definitely do a few Halloween related videos, so that'll be next week. But as I said, tomorrow we'll review the first Austin Powers. That's gonna be fun. I fucking love those movies. I think I like all of them. The third one isn't my favorite of the three. It's my least, I guess my least in terms of ranking. It's not bad. I can still watch it. I definitely think there's some funny stuff in it, but I like all of them. I think the second one is my favorite though, just because I'll explain it. But the second one to me just has some of the funniest jokes. So I'm gonna take a hit, guys, and then kind of peace out. But other than that, fuck Warner Brothers, fuck Disney, fuck Joy Reid, fuck LaBitch James, fuck Kevin Smith, fuck Joe Biden and his administration. I'll talk to y'all later. Peace!